Hello everyone, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Ultimate General Civil War. I lost track. We're a ways into the actual campaign playing as the Confederacy in this Let's Play series. We have just won the Battle of Blackwater Heights, which was the second fight in the Chancellorsville Campaign. We're about to fight the last minor battle in the Chancellorsville Campaign prior to the Grand Battle of Chancellorsville. You can see our character has quite a bit of reputation, which we will indeed be spending before Chancellorsville. You max out at 100, so if we were to win the next two battles, for example, we'd lose potential reputation as that goes up, so we'll have to spend some of this soon. Additionally, we've maxed out our character's politics, economy, and medicine traits. We're getting close to maxing out logistics, and army organization is halfway there as well. I haven't touched training or reconnaissance. I probably should look at doing that in the not-too-distant future. Meanwhile, our army is strong, as always. We have 3 corps, all fully built out, although we haven't used the army organization piece yet to allow us to build our 4th divisions, so it's still a little bit on the small size. Our corps are mostly fully built out. The 2nd corps is at full strength. The 3rd corps is down about 300 cavalrymen from potentially full strength here. And the 1st corps is down about, I don't know, like 2,000 men from being at full strength. 2 infantry brigades are a little bit below full strength, but otherwise everybody else is fully ready for an engagement. We don't have any additional manpower to draw on. One thing we may do when we spend that reputation is get some additional manpower, but I'm going to wait to see how the next battle goes, because we might actually get enough manpower in the next fight to not have to worry about that. Meanwhile, if you remember, all of our troops are very well armed. We have every single unit in our army is armed with rifled muskets. Everything is at least a quality of the Lorenz rifled musket or better. We've got several units with Lorenzes, which are kind of a middling rifled musket, good range, but not very good reloading. The majority of troops are actually armed either by Enfields or Springfields or Harper's Ferries, which, in my understanding, are a Springfield derivative. So most of our troops are equipped with very good weapons. We actually have quite a few weapons in our stockpile, be it from sort of cheap, bad Springfields if we ever, suffer huge casualties and just need to replace troops if we don't have good weapons, to a fair number of Harper's Ferries, and a fallback weapon will likely be the Mississippi 1841s as we expand our army if we get some additional troops. We may outfit them with Mississippis, which are one notch below Lorenz in terms of quality. Then we're also working on trying to build up a force of Henrys and Fayettevilles so we can arm a brigade with these 2 elite weapons. These are both incredibly high quality weapons. The Henry's basically a machine gun. The Fayetteville has incredible accuracy, good melee, and solid reloading as well, but we haven't gotten enough weapons to equip a brigade. I'd like to have 1 brigade of Henrys and 1 brigade of Fayettevilles, hopefully by the 1864 campaigns, maybe by Gettysburg, but at the very least by the 1864 campaigns. We are in the Chancellorsville Campaign, and we are going to be fighting the Battle of Rio Hill next. Rio Hill is taking place in April 1863. I assume this is taking place near sort of some of General Longstreet's foraging activities, not with the main army of Northern Virginia, because you can see here our supply station on Rio Hill is a few miles north of Charlottesville and is under attack. Actually, no, this is probably the raid. This is Stoneman's raid, the initial raid where he attempted to ride around the Confederate army and hit their supply depot, but was held up by rain and indecision, and then he pulled back, and then the Chancellorsville Campaign was launched after that. So this is probably that first raid, which didn't go anywhere, which was intended to outflank Lee and start a major campaign, but didn't because of the weather not permitting, and again, Stoneman's own inefficiency. So you can see here our supply station on Rio Hill, a few miles north of Charlottesville, is under attack. We've spotted numerous enemy cavalry units approaching, and they're dismounting, preparing to attack us from all directions. Union cavalry is equipped with advanced weaponry and is better trained than our ordinary infantry, so we have to use our best troops to withstand their assault. Those supplies are desperately needed for our armies fighting in Virginia. Protect them at all costs. Okay. So with that being said, you can see here we'll get 5 prestige if we win, which will max us out. We get $125,000 and 2,500 recruits, so we don't get very many replacements. I suppose that means we can't be expected to lose too much in this particular fight. Otherwise, we're not even going to be able to build our full strength back up for the Battle of Chancellorsville, so we'll see how this all goes. All right, so you can see the enemy's approaching from two directions, from the northeast and from the west. We're going to use our third corps, which is our least experienced corps, on the field of battle. You can see here we don't appear to get any initial troops supplied to us. So we're just going to go ahead and put that corps on the field. We'll be on the defensive, so hopefully that prevents us from losing too many men. Large numbers of Federal cavalry are approaching our supply station near Chancellorsville. They should belong to Stoneman's Cavalry Corps that is raiding eastern Virginia. We have a few brigades located here that can stop those Yankees. A courier has been dispatched to recall our detachments operating to the southwest. They'll return as soon as possible to aid us in the defense. Okay. So our troops are actually deploying... Where is the objective? I don't even see... Oh, here it is. Here's the town. So ideally, we just put our troops in the town. They're going to get great cover in the town. You can see here close to 100% cover within the town, depending on the direction that they're facing. But either way, they'll get really good cover. We'll put Stafford's brigade, which is armed with Harper's Ferries, in the town. We'll put Morton's brigade in the wooded area just to the west of the town. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Ah! All right. So actually, maybe we'll do Little. Let's see. He has Harper's Ferries as well. I don't really know what I'm doing. Alright, so he'll be here in this wooded area getting some cover as well, unless we want to put him in this little... Yeah, these houses actually have better cover. And then what we'll do is we'll put an artillery battery here. We'll go ahead and pull... We have one more brigade we can bring. It will be... Do we want 12-pound smoothbores, 20-pound parrots, 10-pound parrots, or 12-pound smoothbores? We'll go with the smoothbores because we're on the defensive. So we'll go ahead and put these guys kind of in the middle here. Come on. Here a little bit. We'll move the artillery, the smoothbores. I guess just double checking. Smoothbores. Go right here. And that's pretty good cover for them as well, I would think. Huh, maybe not, but either way. The artillery I'm less concerned about. They don't take a ton of manpower to replace. And we've got plenty of guns to replace. And then standard... What is his brigade? Harper's Ferries as well. Kind of... I'm not sure if I should just put him in the woods over here to the west as kind of a reserve that can march up and support if necessary. I think it said there's troops coming from sort of all over, so I'm not sure where best to place him. So... A lot of big open fields over here. There's not a lot of room for cover or deployment. Why don't we pull him? Let's take a one-star brigade. Let's take Benning's brigade. And maybe just put them on the flank. Like over here, maybe. I don't know. I hate the idea of them just sitting in an open field getting torn to shreds. But I also don't like the idea of... I guess we could deploy them in the woods over here and just march them to the unit's aid if necessary. The artillery up a little bit into the gap here. Oh, goodness. There's, like, fence lines and stuff we can defend. Huh. I don't really like the idea of them being, like, way up there, though. You know what? No. Stay in your position. Stay here. Stay in this town. I don't want you all... I mean, they could deploy forward to these defensive works, but I don't like that idea, frankly. Guessing there will be some cavalry coming up this way. I don't like the idea of them deploying to earthworks and getting sort of torn to shreds. So actually what I may do, go ahead and deploy some skirmishers off this line here. Put some skirmishers in these positions forward. Kind of acting as scouts and a little bit of a speed bump. They won't lose too many casualties, but they could delay the enemy. Meanwhile, we'll put our own skirmishers from Benning's brigade to guard our rear to make sure no one's coming up behind us and surprising us. And then Little can stay in his good defensive position here. He'd actually get better, well, not even. He'd only get 72 cover there. Meanwhile, Stafford gets 95 in this little town area, and Little gets 72. Even the artillery does better than these skirmishers up here in the open. So that's what we'll do. And then as our reserves, let's see where... We'll see how this all works here. You can see there's 300 Federal cavalrymen there, 200 skirmishers over here on the flank. But again, they're equipped with repeating rifles. Ooh, wow. So these would be nice to take. So we'll see how this all plays out. You can see again, they've got a better rate of fire than our own. And these skirmishers in particular are hiding in the woods. So they're gonna beat our skirmishers in that fight, but again, we'll buy some time by having our troops there. Bending in the rear. His skirmishers are kind of guarding any kind of river crossing the Federals might make in our rear, hopefully. Alright, so the 18th New York is coming in over here. So Little will turn to face them. These skirmishers will go ahead and fall back because they are a little bit overexposed. Oh, yikes. Just got hit hard by that volley. Leave Stafford's skirmishers out front of Stafford's brigade. We're going to pull Little back a bit. His skirmishers, anyway. We'll go ahead and put these guys, I guess, linking the two? I'm not sure what to do with them. Maybe we just have them rejoin the brigade. Okay. They're certainly not pressing home any kind of attack with any sort of vigor. We're getting bled a little bit, but it's not a rapid bleeding. Trying to flank us. Great. Alright, they've got some artillery firing from across the river over here. We've got some reserves coming up. Nice, coming up into their rear. Multiple brigades coming up this way. I'll try and see if I can have my cavalry charge these guys in the rear. Little has lost over 100 men, which is not great. I only get 2,500 replacements, remember. Alright. Benning, you go back here. Vaughn, come up. Let's artillery move into this house here. Actually, there's guns over here. Troops are approaching from the east. I don't think they can cross the river there. Right, let's have him refuse his flank a bit. Gonna pull back this way. I'm gonna try and charge the 13th New York in the rear. Drop some skirmishers off ahead of this guy too. These guys all are taking a bit of time to get there. Alright, Vaughn, go ahead and charge these guys in the rear. Hopefully destroy the 13th New York. Skirmishers can turn north to face the 1st New York. Meanwhile, our infantry can hopefully sort of shred apart this artillery. They did get one round of canister off. Alright, go on the double quick. Catch up with these guys. Alright, so I think we turned their flank with Vaughn's brigade. Little is pulled back a little bit to kind of keep himself safe. We'll move him back closer toward that objective. Artillery here is doing its job. Benning continues to guard that river crossing. We'll move this infantry forward. The artillery Our infantry continues to chase down this artillery battery, chasing it back. One is wounded, I don't know who. Man, Vaughn's really rolling up that whole line. Alright, so he just destroyed that unit. Have him go ahead and chase the 1st New York, get away from all these swarms of enemy troops. Move our skirmishers forward there. I don't want him taking on 400 mounted and 300 dismounted cavalrymen. Let's go back here. Oh, it was the artillery commander. Okay, so the horsemen are nice to engage with because they're easy targets for most of our troops. Alright, forward. Keep chasing that artillery. Hopefully we can destroy it from the map. Then he can come up here on the flank. Against the 6th Massachusetts. Little is kind of the one brigade that's really been hurt a bit. Patrick Little is wounded. Major General. Alright, our flank there is secured, so Stafford's going to come up and help. The skirmishers will stay in place. I really want you to go after the 1st New York, Vaughn. Destroy that brigade. They're in our rear. If we can get them, I think our entire rear is safe. Bring Benning up here to help on Little's flank. We can bring Stafford up as well. Have 2 brigades stack up on these 800 men here. And we're pressing forward here. See, Vaughn is attacking the New Yorkers in what looks like a stream, maybe a river. Massachusetts turning. Ah, Vaughn was wounded too. Suppose it's at least good that no one's killed. 1st New York surrendered to us. Very nice. That'll give us some extra recruits. And Vaughn's successor, what's left of his force, continue moving this way. Benning skirmishers, I don't want them to engage mounted troops if they don't have to. Benning just got thrown back. Where are they even shooting at? I can't even see. Oh, okay. 15th New York. Alright, come up here to help those skirmishers. Chased off that artillery. Oh, wait, what did I just do? Oh. Go ahead and have the skirmishers move back to Stockton's brigade, then we'll move him forward. Benning is still retreating. Alright, well. Good thing we didn't have to rely on him too much. He's obviously only a 1-star brigade, but still. Alright. Forward here. Stafford, go rejoin your brigade, your skirmishers. Move the skirmishers forward here. Hopefully tempt the enemy cavalry. And then we can charge with Vaughn. You're actually going to deal with these guys. Again, the infantry are the ones who do the most damage to us with their rapid-firing weapons. The cavalry is kind of weak, and actually these infantrymen don't stand up too much to pressure. Little's brigade, again, is the one brigade that's really suffered in this battle, almost 400 casualties. Everybody else has been... Vaughn's actually lost about half his strength, too. But he's not doing so hot either. But let's see here. What are the... Lose less than 40% of your army. I don't think I'm at risk of that. Well, I guess we'll probably pull Vaughn out of the fight because I don't want his brigade to be totally destroyed. Right, move up there quickly. Move the artillery forward. I guess we'll leave one brigade. Where's... These guys cross the river there. What happened to the... Got a couple of brigades here. They're way in the rear. Benning is still retreating. Did I order him to retreat? What's going on there? Alright, Vaughn, you're done with the fight. I don't want you moving forward anymore. Wow. Morton's getting chewed up now. Okay. is just like charging into machine gun fire. Do they all have repeaters? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Like to destroy these guys if possible, even if it means losing a couple hundred more casualties, frankly, because I can use the weapons. We'll keep Vaughn in and around the objective. I don't want him getting destroyed, but I also don't want Andros riding in behind us. Those brigades. Oh, we just lost a major general. Okay. He's driving that cavalry back. Jeez, Stafford's lost 400 men. Alright, I guess maybe we fall back. I was really hoping to get some good weapons from this battle. But as it is, I just need to make sure I don't get all my troops killed. Why don't you go attack Hiller's battery? Okay. Alright, we got an hour left. We're gonna put Stafford here on these defenses. Standard. Sorry, not Stafford. I don't know why I keep saying Stafford. Alright. Stafford's over here. Okay. So that is why I keep saying that. There are two different... Cochrane? Is that the name of the commander facing us? Alright, chase that artillery off the map there. Maybe we'll at least capture some guns. Vaughn is sticking around, and he just finished off that Yankee Cavalry Brigade. Nice. Well, he's done his work. He's inflicted over 600 casualties on the enemy. This would have been a battle, I think, which we would have been served to have a little bit larger contingent of horsemen. Maybe I should have reorganized my force. In any event, I think we're going to lose more than 2,500 men. I thought I told these guys to withdraw off the map. Granted, I don't know where that will be. Alright. 40 minutes left of combat time. Go kill Hillard. How's their artillery doing? Eh. Forgettable. Skirmishers are hanging in there. Vaughn is still around. Hopefully... Let's see here, they're going to move across the river. We'll counter Keys if he engages. I'd rather not have to do that. Right, lost about 700 men for Little's brigade. I think they've got repeaters, so maybe it's best for Vaughn to close. Because Vaughn has some pretty good close-in fighting weapons. I really prefer his brigade not to get destroyed, and I feel like he's got to be around that point. Attacking someone he's outnumbered substantially by. Maybe the skirmishers can move up there and help. Alright. Keys is retreating, or at least heading away. Then turn and face these guys. Meanwhile, just try and advance on the flank over here if we can. So Keys is going that way, that's fine. Let him do that. Little's lost almost 1,000 men. Trying to advance in now here, trying to finish off what's left of these Federal troops, it's not quite as imposing a line of repeating soldiers. Some of them are in the open, which is also nice if we can hit them. With some good volleys. One of the brigades just got routed off the map there. Figure out what our casualties are after this whole nightmare. 20 minutes left. Otis is apparently just sitting and taking artillery fire, which is just great. Why don't you go up, finish up Hiller, and then turn on Nettles. Alright, get 4,000 muskets on 400 Yankees there. There you go. Driving back a bit. Alright, bending skirmishers. Hopefully they can save. Long Keys is coming in on their flank. Get your troops back there. This damn wood line is really what's messing everything up. Okay. Pressures are on their flank. Alright. Bit of volley on them bending while they're in the open. Come on, shoot at them. Morale's high enough, why haven't you? Okay. Alright. Chasing Keys away, about 100 more men. Oh, why don't you pull back into the wood line? A little bit of a running cavalry battle there. Alright, 16th New York. Nice. Alright, we're gonna finish this fight. I think we lost more men than them. No, we lost 2,600 men. We get 2,500 replacements, but we also lost about 400 cavalry. So we made back most of our troops, but not enough. Now, let's go to the goods. Let's see what happens here. So, Burnsides. I was hoping we were at least fighting for, like, Spencers, but it looks like they had Frank and Wessons, some Sharps, some Smiths, some Burnsides. Not really repeaters. Damn. We rescued most of our casualties' weapons, I think, or at least around half of their 1855s. We also captured a parrot, 2 20-pound parrots. That'll be nice. We captured some weaponry. Not really worth the fight, in my opinion. And we won the Distinguished Service Medal. We also get 199 additional recruits from the prisoners that we exchanged. So we have 2,699 men. Let's replace our losses first. We lost quite a few officers. We lost the commander of the 1st Division. We're going to move Stafford up to Division Command, I think, unless we've got anyone sitting, waiting in the academy, which we don't. So we're going to go ahead and replace Stafford at the brigade level. Apparently with a lieutenant colonel, which I'd rather not. Standard's also Major General. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put, I guess, some lieutenant colonels in charge of some brigades, which is not ideal. Let's go with some rookies here. Ooh, $75,000 to keep the quality of our cavalry. We don't have enough weapons for all of them. That's the other issue here. So we've got 440 or so. No more than that. Placements that we can do. 507 replacements. As veterans, they'd cost 60 grand. As rookies, they'd cost 20, but I like the idea of keeping this as an elite unit. So we're going to go with veterans here. They're not full strength, but they're just a little bit shy. They'll keep their Lamats. Go ahead and we've got 2 parrots. We didn't lose any parrots, but we got 2 parrots that we can go ahead and add to this battery of 19 guns. Patrick Oates Brigade lost about 152 men. We'll go with rookie replacements for them. Stockton lost 70 men. We'll go with rookies for him. Benning lost 113 men. Again, rookies for him. And Standards Brigade, go with rookies. Stafford's Brigade, go with rookies, because we can afford all this, and none of these are giving us a hit to our actual quality of our unit. I mean, there's a marginal decrease, but nothing substantial. We'll give a major to this bat. Ooh. Too low for the size of the unit. So I guess we'll go with Lieutenant Colonel. Even still way too low. Damn. Interesting that a Lieutenant Colonel can command a brigade of 2,000 infantrymen effectively without a penalty, but can't command 24 pieces of artillery. Move things around, even though there's still a big hit. The command piece is just because they don't have a division commander yet, but the other piece isn't. Alright. So we've got just too few. Got just inefficient, just a few men too few to replace our losses from that battle. That was a little bit of a flop. Do that. We'll keep the quality of that unit high. Alright, so let's put a Lieutenant Colonel in charge of Stafford's brigade.
Sir, yes, sir!
Go ahead and we'll put Stafford in charge of the division. That brings everything back up to roughly where it needed to be. So Major General in charge of the division. We lost one of our generals killed. We also have quite a few officers who are wounded here, who will all come back. Most of these are Major Generals. You can see Jackson, Vaughn, Hood, Liddell, Peckham, Rocker, all Major Generals that are wounded. A couple of Brigadiers as well wounded, but all those guys will come back after the Chancellorsville Campaign. In any event, we now have our 100 prestige that we need to spend. And I think we're going to go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and spend 25 of it to get some recruits. So it drops our prestige down to 75, which is still very, very high. Our second corps is full and at 100%. Our third corps still needs Greg's brigade to be filled out. We'll do that. 22 rookies there. No harm to do that. The cavalry we could equip with the additional men, but we'd have to switch their guns. I don't think I've got enough Colts in inventory. I have no Colts in inventory. Actually, yeah, I do. Got... No Colts in inventory. I could purchase some. Colt 1855s. Got enough for that. But I actually like the Lamat. It's a little bit better, too. So we'll keep the Lamat. We'll keep them at a little bit below full strength. And then we'll go to that first corps. We've got 2 brigades that need some additional reinforcements. We'll go ahead and spend the money to keep them as veterans. We can't do it for all of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So there you go. The entire army with 1,200 men to spare is at full strength. $40,000 left over. I do have some career point I can assign, which are going to go to logistics. So logistics will be even less of an issue as we increase the ammo contingent for our forces here. You can see my awards badge is becoming more extensive, and we're one more notch closer toward a perfect general. As it is, we've got some armory stuff to deal with, so I'm not going to equip any troops with smiths. Not going to equip any troop with sharps. Not going to equip any troops with Frank... what is a Frank Wesson, anyway? Breech loading carbine, known for its deadly accuracy. 44-shot single carbine. I don't even think I can buy it. It doesn't look like it. I can only capture it, so I'm going to sell that. The Burnside is a breech loading carbine as well, so they lied to me when they said that the weapons were repeaters. In any event, we were sadly misled. Cavalry weapons all sold, skirmish weapons all sold. We could sell more of these guns over here, but I'm not going to for the gain. Oh, that is. We were up to $80,000 with 1,200 recruits. I could use more of our reputation to get some additional money, but I don't know what I would do with that money right now. I could use some of it to get some additional CS Richmond rifles. That might be worthwhile. Or some more Lamats, so we could fully equip that cavalry unit. Let's see here. Chancellorsville, if we win, we get 25, so we get all the prestige back that we lose if we win, or that we've spent if we win, but we don't get anything more. So actually, I think I'm going to keep the army as it is now. Almost full strength, 2 of the 3 corps full strength, and about 70 men shy of a full strength cavalry brigade. And then we will figure out what we're going to do with that reputation after this battle. I don't want to spend a bunch of reputation for this fight. I'm pretty confident I can win this fight without it, and I don't think the additional losses of manpower are going to be substantial. I don't think 2,000 extra Richmonds or a few extra Lamats are going to make a difference in this fight. So I'd rather save that till next round when I get a replenished group of, you can use reputation to get more recruits, or you can use reputation for new weapons or leaders that'll all come online after the Chancellorsville campaign ends. So there you have it. We won the last battle. We reduced the enemy's size a little bit, but they're over 100,000, so they're going to be hard to keep pace with to try and keep them down unless we like wipe their army out here. In any event, we're going to go ahead and save this. We'll end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed returning back to Ultimate General Civil War. And until next time, guys, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.